Welcome to Cruise1st Luxury Collections. This is the part of Cruise1st TV where we take our time, relax and open the doors to the world of luxury travel experiences. These are getaways with more time, more space, more inclusions and the very best of elevated premium holidays. Now, we've been in the cruise business for over 25 years, building trusted relationships with the biggest and broadest range of ocean, river and worldwide tour providers, working harder than ever to give you the broadest and most indulgent selection. This is your chance to see the world and get the very best advice from our dedicated team of travel experts every step of the way, unlocking the highest quality at impressive price tags. Now, in this edition, we're on board with Norwegian Cruise Line, where the expression free at sea is taken to new levels as we show you the golden ticket of the Haven collection of wonderful suites on board their ships. Kirsty Webb joins me here in the studio to take us through the ultimate best view lifestyle you'll enjoy in the Haven on a variety of wonderful journeys. We'll head to the Caribbean this winter in a penthouse suite on the Norwegian Breakaway. For next year, we'll be sailing back to the glorious Caribbean on the brand new, stunning Norwegian Aqua, with getaways to Central America, the Greek Isles and Turkey and Southeast Asia all on the way. Each one of these adventures will be taking you to the highest highs.
Step into a world of privacy, luxury and exclusivity with the Haven by Norwegian, an intimate retreat designed for those seeking the ultimate cruise experience. Nestled at the top of the ship, the Haven offers a secluded sanctuary with world-class amenities, personalized service and breathtaking ocean views. From the moment you arrive, a private concierge and 24-hour butler cater to your every need. Enjoy spacious, elegantly designed suites, priority embarkation and disembarkation, and exclusive access to the Haven courtyard, complete with a private pool, sun deck and lounge. Indulge in fine dining at the Haven restaurant, where exquisite cuisine is served in an elegant, reserved setting. Whether exploring incredible destinations or unwinding in your own private paradise, the Haven by Norwegian ensures a journey of unmatched comfort, relaxation and personalized luxury at sea.
And here to guide us to the Haven is Kirsty Webb from Norwegian Cruise Line. Kirsty, it's absolutely amazing to see you again.
And lovely to see you.
I only very recently saw you, of course.
Yes.
On the new Norwegian Aqua, which we'll get to in just a second. But let's talk Haven, because you and I have never talked on TV about the Haven before, I don't think, have we?
No, we've kept it a bit of a secret, really.
Yes, I think you have, haven't we? So, and it's a very special secret, isn't it?
Yeah, I absolutely love the whole Haven concept. And I think really the more people that know about it, then I think it really opens up a lot of more people's holiday options. Yeah,
so this is kind of exclusivity and inclusivity, I always say, with these kind of experiences.
Yeah, absolutely, because the way we position it, it's a bit like having a smaller ship, but within a larger ship.
Yeah.
So.
And it really is, you enjoy the very, very best of everything, literally from the second you step on board.
Well, even before you get on board.
Talk me through the welcome.
So you have your own dedicated Haven check-in area,
okay,
where you will go and you'll obviously check in as normal, but then you're met by your concierge who will then escort you onto the ship.
Oh, okay.
So whereas most other guests will have to choose their dedicated check-in time, there's more flexibility with Haven guests.
Okay.
So they're prioritised. As I say, they're then taken from the check-in area onto the ship. Depending on what ship it is, it can be by private elevators that are just exclusively for Haven,
yep,
or it can be in a regular elevator. However, Haven guests always have priority, so they have within their key card, they flash it at the side of the elevator and it bypasses every other floor that you're going to, so it goes straight to Haven.
Ah, I like that.
Yeah, which you then access Haven just by, again, you need a key card to get into Haven, so only Haven guests can get in there.
And the key card, I mean, I mentioned it in the introduction, it is the golden ticket, really, isn't it? It is your access to so much more. And actually, it doesn't shout and scream, which I love, but it's that feeling, yes, of elevation, isn't it?
Absolutely, and even, you get a lovely little wallet that your Haven key card can be kept in. Any of the crew that see that you're a Haven guest, and they would only probably spot it because they're looking for it and they know, then straight away, they're straight onto you. So whether it be you're going to a tender, if you're getting off at a tender port, then you're given priority to be taken down to the tenders. But once you get on the ship, you're taken to the concierge desk because Haven has its own concierge. You meet the concierge from there and they can start saying, okay, you want to discuss your dining, or do you want to discuss theatre, or do you want to discuss ports of call? And
just to be clear, that concierge service does everything that regular guest services does plus more. So if you have, I don't know, one of those things that could happen anywhere, your key card doesn't work for a particular reason, you don't have to go all the way down to the main guest services and queue there where there might be more people. The concierge team can take care of that for you. But they can also book your excursions and dining and other things that you want.
Absolutely, yeah. And make sure that obviously your reservations are a priority. So for example, when you go to the theatre, you'll have priority seating. So again, you can be escorted if you want to be, but if not, then obviously you can just go. But they will also introduce you to your butler.
Oh, okay, right.
So then your butler, obviously, when you go to your Haven suite, will then take over looking after your every need within the Haven suite.
Okay, and what kind of things do you use the butler for?
Well, I guess it's down to personal preference, right?
Okay, what would it be for you?
Maybe I would just take advantage of it completely and get them to unpack for me.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, I think so. So they will unpack your suitcase if you want them to unpack. They'll obviously make sure you get a choice of what spirits you would like within your refrigerator. So if you wanted to have Grey Goose vodka, they can put a bottle of that in there for you. You generally get your bottle of champagne anyway. Or if I wanted to have Hendrick's gin, then I would have my Hendrick's gin in there. So they'll make sure that that's replenished as and when you need it. But if you want them to deliver your breakfast in the morning and you want to enjoy your breakfast on the balcony or in your suite, they can do that. If you are travelling in a bigger party and perhaps you're in a 2-bedroomed Haven suite, because we have various different types of suites, they can bring down, if you've got say 6 of you and 2 children were sleeping on the sofa bed, they would put that down during the day, put that away in the evening. If you wanted them to draw you a bath, they can draw a bath for you, they can polish your shoes for you, they can take away dry cleaning for you, press your clothes for you.
So as much or as little as you want to take advantage of.
Yes.
Which is lovely. And of course in the Haven you've got so many other exclusives, haven't you? It's not just the golden ticket to a quieter area, it's exclusive dining and so much more, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. I mean, obviously, our Haven guests, where we have more at sea across the rest of our fleet, and guests would normally buy that, Haven guests automatically get that included.
Okay.
So you don't have to think about that. But again, you get your speciality dining, so you get priority on your speciality dining reservations. So if you wanted to go to Cagney's, they would make sure that you could get a table in Cagney's.
Fantastic. That's really, really good, isn't it? And that really is being looked after. And of course, we must talk about the position of the suites as well. Of course, is a priority, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. And it depends, because as Haven Concept was introduced in 2010 for the very first time when they launched Norwegian Epic, and that was the start of that whole concept, which was brilliant, but it has actually evolved through time. So when you take the breakaway class ships in Epic, then it tends to be at the forward of the ship. They introduced it to some of the smaller ships, so we're going to talk about Jade later. So you'll find Haven more at the central of the ship. But then as we've gone and built Prima and Prima Plus class ships, then Haven has been moved to the aft, which you'll have obviously seen when you were on Aqua. And they have great, like 360-degree panoramic views. You know, every Haven suite has a view, which is beautiful. I'm
smiling because we were both on board Norwegian Aqua recently, and my key card wasn't a Haven key card, and I went to the gold lifts, and of course I couldn't go anywhere. And I think that's such a lovely touch that if you are a Haven guest, I mean, part of the feeling special is having your own lifts which take you directly there to the most beautiful open spacious lounge as well, with the concierge there, and you know that there is plenty of time for you as well. You're not going to be waiting in queues. You do have everything to enjoy on the main ship itself, and then you have, well, I mean, it's in the name, isn't it, the Haven, and that's exactly what it is. That infinity pool on Norwegian Aqua in the Haven was honestly just a dream. We're going to have to take you on board, I think, and have a little look around. You're getting some of the feeling of the Haven here, and some of the activities that you can absolutely join everybody else on the rest of the ship. And of course you have not only an amazing suite and everything that comes with that, and dedicated services and butlers and everything else, but of course you've got things like speciality dining, included premium drinks right the way across the ship as well, and just that feeling. This is what I'm getting about these elevated cruise experiences. It's not just we get this, we get that, we get this, we get that. It's about having that golden ticket. It's about having that elevated feeling that kind of makes you stand a little bit straighter and just feel a little bit better. So how about some Caribbean bliss then? All-inclusive cruise and a Miami retreat. Now this is 11 nights and it goes on the 15th of January, so not long to wait. We'll fly from the UK out to Miami and we've got a 3-night hotel stay in Miami. Wonderful place to be. Of course, just think of the date. It's the 15th of January. Now think of the weather where you live. 15th of January. Yeah. Would you swap that for these beaches, those blue skies and some sunshine? And if the answer is yes, then this is the holiday for you. It absolutely is. You've got 3 nights there in a hotel. And then here we are on the brand new Norwegian Aqua. I have to say, she is divine. Absolutely divine. And you will be enjoying a Haven penthouse in the Haven on board. Here I am. I was lucky enough to be on for a few nights recently, and Kirsty, incredible, just doesn't even go near, does it?
This ship really has got the most amazing facilities. She is absolutely stunning in her decor. But, you know, just even to look at her main pool area is beautiful. I mean, I know we're going to talk about the Haven pool area, which is superb.
Yeah.
But her main pool area for guests is fantastic. She also has the beautiful Vibe Club that guests, and you know what, a lot of Haven guests sometimes like to go to Vibe as well. So although they've got Haven, they will sometimes book Vibe as well because they like a choice of both.
Yes.
So yeah, she's got great facilities for families. She's got great facilities for couples. I hope you got to visit the spa.
Oh, I did. I absolutely did. Yes, myself and the team actually. Mr. P and Polly were in there enjoying various treatments. I did a teeth whitening while I was in there and it was just brilliant. And it was so relaxed and so calm. And actually you can book a pass as well, can't you, to the
hydrotherapy area.
Oh my word.
Yeah.
And that's like another world as well, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. See, I always think I need to have like this itinerary, a longer itinerary to go and make the most of a spa pass.
Yes.
Like that, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But there are so many fun things to do. Honestly, I walked around and I purposely was watching how people were using the space and the different variety of spaces. And I know it's a cliche and I know everybody tries to say it, but this really is a cruise for everyone of every age. You know, it satisfies everyone. If you're a party animal, fantastic. If you're a self-to-yourself kind of person, if you're a spa indulgence person, if you're a gym bunny, whoever you are, this ship is for you.
And I think generally Norwegian Cruise Lines covers that across all of the fleet. Yeah. But you know me, I travel quite a lot, don't I? And I do cruise a lot, and I cruise in different situations. So whether it be just with my children, just with my husband, whether it be we're taking our parents away with us, or whether I go with my cousins, which you know is where we party. But literally, it's different experiences every time I go on different ships because I'm using the ship's facilities in a different way. Yeah. And this is again going back to Haven for guests who would ordinarily go to a luxury hotel and they like to be pampered a little bit more. Then it really does give them everything they want, but also having the additional facilities around the ship.
I have to say, if you have never experienced the Indulge food hall, oh my word, like I have never seen anything like it before in my life. We'll have to come back and explain that in just a second when we've looked at the itinerary for this cruise. But the dining concepts and just that feeling of freedom, and you don't really understand that until you're actually on board and you realise that you're totally off the clock, and the things that you come across in the evening as well. Oh my word, how varied they are. It's incredible. So let's take our cruise. It's 7 nights. It won't be long enough. You'll want to do the next one as well, I'm sure. But we come out of Miami and we've got a day at sea and we're in the Dominican Republic in Puerto Plata, which is wonderful. You can take a city highlights excursion with Norwegian here and go and see the fort and the Amber Museum and lots more as well. Then we go into St. Thomas, which is the US Virgin Islands. There's a Turtle Cove catamaran sail and snorkel excursion I have my eye on here, which sounds very, very nice. And they are so well put together, the excursions as well. You can choose, you know, whether to go for the excursions or whether to simply say, well, look, I'm in the Caribbean, I'll just have a little wander around and I'll go back to the Haven, because actually I know up there is the best view, is an infinity pool and everything that I need on tap. Tortola is next in the British Virgin Islands, which again is beautiful beautiful, beautiful place to be. Day at sea, and we are in Great Stirrup Quay. Great Stirrup Quay is the exclusive resort for Norwegian. So, I mean, honestly, how can you improve on that? Now, if I'm in the Haven here, because I'm in a Haven penthouse, so what does that mean in terms of Great Stirrup Quay?
I mean, you can enjoy Great Stirrup Quay whatever way you want. Personally, we have, it's called Silver Cove.
Yes.
Now, Silver Cove, it doesn't come as, it's not a Haven benefit that they automatically get that.
Yeah.
You pay additional for it. But I would recommend everybody to go to Silver Cove.
Yes, because you have villas there, don't you, with beds in them. You literally like have it's like your own exclusive beachside villa for the day with a bed in there as well. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's perfect. And you know, at Silver Cove, so I went with my family. We just took a studio villa, so we didn't have a bedroom, which was fine. We didn't need it. We're there for the day. But you have your own butler again there, and they take you to your own private restaurant. It is just absolutely stunning.
Stop. It's amazing. Looks incredible. And of course, you've got the seclusion there, of course, of being the only people on that particular resort, haven't you? Because it's just...
I always say to everybody, Google Great Stirrup Quay and you'll see why it's called Great Stirrup Quay, because the island itself is 3 times the size of its neighbouring island.
Right.
So there is lots of space for guests to relax and enjoy those. The sand is it's like almost like flour. It's white, it's perfect. The water is like it's crystal clear, turquoise waters. It is. I mean, that right at the end of that itinerary, it's the perfect way to really wrap up your holiday. It's amazing.
Yeah, and I'm afraid then you go back into Miami and you have to fly home. Sorry. We do include the flight back though, even though you'll be very reluctant to take it. So how about enjoying the very best of everything then next January with this offer? Flying off to Miami first for 3 nights in a hotel there, enjoying the sunshine in Florida before you join the fabulous brand new Norwegian Aqua in a Haven penthouse with exclusive infinity pool and hot tub, sun deck, the Haven Lounge, dedicated restaurant, butler service, concierge service. Everything you want is there, including the brand new Aqua Slide coaster, which we'll go back and see in just a second. Amazing theatre shows. You'll be just bowled over by how the theatre transforms as well to do other things. It's brilliant. Open dining throughout the ship. You have a premium drinks package. You've got a 3-night speciality dining package included, plus your excursion credits as you sail the Caribbean for a week. And you'll want to repeat this as soon as possible. Here is everything that is included for you. And then we are, excuse me, then we are going to take you back on board the ship as well, because she is absolutely stunning. Talk me through the Haven penthouse. What's in there? What can I expect to be in there?
So the Haven penthouse, you know, it really depends, you know, where you choose to be located on the ship and that. But again, even if you just look at the decor of all of the Haven suites, it is beautiful. You know, the wardrobe space is far wider than everything like that. As again, you've got like your own Nespresso machines in there. So if you want to, you can wake up in the morning, you have your own cup of coffee. Your butler obviously will come in if you want to do your breakfast there, anything like that. You've got a bigger balcony area, which obviously if you're in the Caribbean, you're going to want to sit out and enjoy.
For sure.
Getting on the outdoors. So yeah, beautiful.
It's incredible. Honestly, the perks of the Haven are just phenomenal. And listen, if you want any further advice, you've got any questions whatsoever, call our team. Remember, they are dedicated to these shows. 0800 953 4701. Should we get back on board Norwegian Aqua as well? Because she is the brand new shining pin from Norwegian. She is incredible. What you were just seeing there as well was the Aqua Slide coaster, which is fantastic. So do you want to talk us through that, Kirsty?
So did you do the Aqua coaster?
I did, absolutely.
Well done you. I didn't have time, but I did certainly watch it on numerous occasions.
Oh, I did, yeah.
So you get into almost like a little, it's almost like a little dinghy, isn't it, really?
This is like a dinghy, and you have just on your own or 2 people.
Yeah, you can watch on your own or 2. But you sit in there, and then this like hydraulic arm comes to meet the back of your little vehicle.
Yeah.
And then it literally pushes you at some speeds. Now, you'll be able to testify how fast it goes.
Yep, it zooms you straight up. So the first part of it is like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Here it is, right, okay, so here's the arm. This is me and Polly. So it pushes you at great speed into the tube, and then you whiz down. We've sped this up slightly, obviously, on the footage. And then you arrive at the other end. It's absolutely brilliant. It's a great thing to do. It's a great talking point, and it's a first, isn't it?
Yeah, and you know, everybody was using it on numerous occasions, so
Yeah.
I can see that everybody was going to get great fun out of that. And we were so blessed with the weather actually in Southampton, weren't we? And
Yeah,
when we sailed,
absolutely.
that everybody could actually get to use it.
And that's included
Yes.
as well. You're
Yes.
not, because on a lot of these kind of thrill ride attractions, quite often you're paying
Yeah.
an extra for them, aren't you? But you're absolutely not on board Aqua, which I loved. Oh, blimey. There's so much to talk about on Norwegian Aqua, isn't there? I mean,
There is a lot.
Let's go back to indulge the food hall as well, because
Yes.
this is I'd never seen this concept anywhere else before.
So good.
But it was so easy. Talk us through it in a nutshell.
So Indulge, when you go to Indulge Food Hall, you choose your table, right? But with Indulge Food Hall, you have about 11 different stations of different types of food that you can order. So whether you want to you order something from the Asian or the tandoor or the plantery, which we have on there for
Yeah.
people that are vegan.
Yeah.
We also have we've got cocos, so you can get desserts while you're in there. My favourite is the tapas. But literally, you sit down at your table, you get your iPad, and you select whichever you would like to eat. My biggest bit of advice is don't select it all at once, because it all is brought to you all at once.
Okay, we did that. We had a table of how many? Four of us. And so we were like, we passed the iPad from person to person to person. And then a deluge of small plates appeared and filled the table within about 30 seconds. And it was brilliant, because whether you want chicken tikka masala with poppadoms and all the chutneys and things as well, all the right accompaniments, tapas, as you say, it's a wonderful tapas. You want, just no end, and you can just keep ordering, and they have special cocktails in there as well, just for indulgence.
And even if you wanted to go for a coffee, there's a Starbucks in there as well. I mean, it's like everything is so accessible to you, and also where it's located, it's down on deck 8, so you can go outdoors as well, which is a big thing for people. It's like getting outside, sitting outside, enjoying your food. It's a brilliant concept.
It is incredible. Listen, we haven't even touched on the entertainment and the nightlife, but if you want to know more about Norwegian Aqua, there's plenty more on other shows as well across the channel on Cruise1st TV. We have all the offers on Norwegian Aqua, whether you decide to go Haven or not. You'll find them all on our website at Cruise1st.tv, and there are other dates for that package that we were just talking about available from November this year all the way through next year and into 2027, right through until March as well, which is amazing. So we are talking the Haven with Norwegian Cruise Line in this show. So let's get you back onto another Haven as soon as we can by going to Southeast Asia next for a highlights package. This is 18 nights, and this is for the 25th of January in 2027. This is how advanced planning we need to be right now, because people are booking so quickly everywhere. We fly you first from the UK out to Hong Kong, and we're there for 2 nights in a hotel, you lucky people. At this time of the year, you can go and see the Lam Sien, I hope I pronounced that correctly, wishing trees, and you write your wishes down on paper and you throw them onto these trees, and it's believed to grant you good fortune. So you know what, in for a penny, in for a... What do you spend in Hong Kong? Is it dollars?
Yeah, it's Hong Kong
it is dollars, right? Okay, so in for a penny, in for a Hong Kong dollar. We'll have a go writing some wishes down and throwing them at a tree. You know what? It's about as likely as anything else, isn't it? Then we're on board Norwegian Jade, and we're on for 12 nights. Again, we're in Haven Courtyard this time. So what's the difference between a penthouse and a courtyard?
So a courtyard is located near the courtyard of the ship.
Okay, right.
Okay. You'll have heard me talk about Jade before, because
Yes.
although she's one of our smaller ships,
Yeah.
I have a real soft spot for her, and I think obviously the itinerary you're going to do here is quite an exploring itinerary,
Yes.
isn't it? You're going to have to go off, you might have long days in port, so you really want to go off and explore and then come back and have something that has a lot of facilities but is quite subdued at the same time. So
Yes.
it's more about
Bit calmer,
bars,
yeah.
a bit calmer.
Yeah.
Beautiful open deck spaces.
Here's the Haven that we're looking at right now. Oh, that's lovely, with the little shaded cabanas and everything. That's lovely, isn't
It's
it?
beautiful. So this is where you've got the Haven on Jade is near the centre of the ship. So you can see there she's got a smaller courtyard. If the weather's obviously not so good, she's got a retractable roof as well.
Brilliant.
You can sit at, but your stateroom there, your suite would be closer to that courtyard area. So it's more about the location and where you are. You can get easily accessible to it, but you can just look at some of the facilities that are available in the Havens. And
Look
this
at
has
that.
got a very different decor, more in keeping with the ship.
Yes.
Because obviously she's a slightly older ship in the fleet, but
Yeah.
still obviously remodelled.
But a lot of people actually, I mean, what I'm hearing a lot is, yes, people love the brand spanking new and the bright and the shiny, but there are a lot of people who say, actually, I quite like the slightly pared back, slightly more traditional feel on board a ship. Yes, give me all the luxury you like, but keep me in calm surroundings.
I personally think it lends itself to the destination you're in.
Absolutely, it does.
And I think...
Just you talking about longer days in ports as well, just to talk about, because of course you've got an exclusive restaurant in the Haven as well, and that's open seating as well, isn't it? So don't have to be tied to a time.
Exactly. And again, it varies depending on the ship. So when we have Jade, we actually use Cagney's, which is more of the restaurant for our guests. So it's available for lunch and it's available for breakfast.
Oh, well, that's a hard ship, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Cagney's is one of the most beautiful dining experiences you will ever enjoy. Right, let's take our 12-night trip then, honestly. Oh, I'm so glad we've got an hour, Kirsty, because we really need it for these kind of journeys. So we are sailing out of Hong Kong into Coron in the Philippines. Now you can do a day in Coron excursion here where you swim and snorkel around a very famous lake. But I mean, if you were sat on that beach all day, you'd be quite happy, wouldn't you? No problem there whatsoever. Let's move on to Puerto Princesa, where you can take a local escapade here and tour the city in a motorised tricycle, looking at the landmarks here. The cathedral, the local markets and lots more. It's quite a nice way to do a place like this, isn't it? Next to Kota Kinabalu in Malaysia, there's majestic Kinabalu Park that you can visit here as well. Of course, the mount itself, which is stunning. Definitely take a trip to there. I think that will be unforgettable. I'd imagine the views as well. Next to Mora in Brunei, which again is stunning. You can really deep dive into the local culture here and visit the local water village and also see the big Jama Mosque here as well and the Royal Regalia Museum, which are well worth seeing. Again, shore excursions, talk to the team on board, talk to your concierge team, talk to your butler about recommendations as well. Ho Chi Minh City is next. This is Phu Mai. Saigon Highlights Tour. Lots of people want to take here to see the big highlights, of course, the Central Market, the cathedral and more. On to Bangkok after a day at sea. Take the Canals and Royal Barges excursion here and you'll get to see a lot more than simply just going into the city and just sort of wandering yourself. Well worth seeing the highlights. As we move on to Koh Samui, there's a lovely highlights tour here as well if you want to take it. It takes you to the big Buddha temple. And you can take in scenic viewpoints as well. And I think excursions are such a good idea in places that may be unfamiliar to you. Day at sea, and then we're in Singapore. That's sadly the end of the cruise, but we're staying for an extra couple of nights in a hotel here. We've got that all sorted in your package as well. This time of year, the Chingay Parade is on. It's Singapore's largest street performance and float parade. That will be going on when you are there. You can also head to the Mandai Rainforest Resort as well, which is an eco-friendly resort nearby. Gives you access to the zoo, the bird paradise and the rainforest around it, which sounds quite nice. Of course, you've got to go to Raffles, haven't you, and do the thing with the sling. It's got to be done, hasn't it? Every time you go, it's like one of those things, isn't it? It just has to be done. And then, of course, we will fly you back to the UK. But what an incredible, like you say, this is an exploration of this part of the world, which...
So I was engrossed when you were talking about the itinerary because I'm doing a very similar itinerary
are you?
At the end of this year. So
okay.
The start of it's slightly different. It's not so much about the Philippines. Mine is more sort of doing from Taipei down through Cambodia and Hong Kong. But then the end of it was very similar. We were going to Vietnam and we're doing Bangkok and going to Koh Samui. So watching it, I was engrossed. And so I'm doing that in November this year. But when you were talking about excursions, we've started now looking at booking up all of our excursions because we do want to see the best of every port that we go in. And it's great because we've got $50 per stateroom. Per port shore excursion as well, so that will be contributed towards whatever we choose. And there are some magnificent excursions that they're going to be long, they're going to be long days. But you can't expect to go all that way and not have a long day out and make the most of every destination.
But also you want to see more than one thing, don't you?
Absolutely, I want to see as much as possible.
And of course, in the evening after those long days, back to the Haven, back to, you know, it doesn't matter what time you got back from your excursion because, you know, you don't have to think, oh, well, I've missed the restaurant now, I'll just have to...
And the thing is, well, the personal service in there for you, they know what you drink, your drink will be waiting, you know, your butler's on hand if you need anything. If you want a bath already run for you because you've got tired, weary feet, we can do all that. So, or you never know, you might just be absolutely ready for the night ahead and go out and enjoy the entertainment.
Yeah, of which there's many and plenty on board Jade as well. And an amazing team. I mean, the team on board, obviously, you know, in the Haven, they are there for your every want and need, but across the ship. the team, honestly, they work so incredibly well together.
Our team are absolutely amazing. No matter what ship you go on, they're superb. They're always so happy. They can't do enough to help you. They are what makes our product really, really special.
Something I learnt when I was on Norwegian Aqua as well, because obviously I spoke to a number of the team while I was on board as well, is they kind of have a certain amount of autonomy as well. They are very much part of the decision-making process, what happens, how things, they're not afraid to feed back. So actually they're constantly learning and improving the service, aren't they?
I think, you know, if you work in an organisation where people at the top make the decisions, they don't know what goes on in reality.
Yeah.
So everybody is really encouraged to be part of our business and make it as best as it can be.
And it really works, honestly. And you will feel, I think when you don't notice the service, that's when you know it's good. That's when you know everything's in perfect working order. When things just happen around you. Yeah. It's lovely. You don't necessarily want to be aware of it, do you? And the Haven is the ultimate place to escape. This is why I call it exclusivity and inclusivity, because you can get involved with as much as you want to on board the ship, but then you have this haven to escape to think, to have space, to have time, and you can't put a price on that, to be honest with you. It's about quality time, isn't it? And this really is a journey of discovery. Of course, you will want to have another look over the itinerary and look into more detail as to the things that you can actually do in these places. But just imagine for a second, all the stories you've got from all the newfound treasures that you have discovered on this particular itinerary. It is incredible. Remember, a low deposit as well will secure this for you today, and you will enjoy the most incredible journey with stays for January in 2027. Now, quite apart from just the ship itself, our team here at Cruise1st have put all of the stays and the flights and the hotels and the cruise together, so you don't even have to make an effort in terms of that as well. We're ABTA bonded, we're ATOL protected, so that means you know that we can be trusted with every single pound that you invest in your quality holiday, which flies you first out to Hong Kong, remember, for a 2-night hotel stay there. And then you join the Norwegian Jade in the Haven, in a courtyard suite, enjoying the very best on board. Prime position, private sun deck, your lounge, you've got wonderful restaurants to enjoy, butler service, you've got premium drinks available right the way through your wonderful experience. Wi-Fi included, a 5-night specialty dining package to enjoy, shore excursion credits, as Kirsty touched upon there, $50 of shore excursion credit per port, per stateroom, which I think is absolutely brilliant. So you can have more adventures as you explore the Philippines, Malaysia, Vietnam and Thailand, ending in Singapore. We've then included a 2-night hotel stay there, and of course your flight back to the UK, and you so won't want to come back, I absolutely know. I think this kind of holiday is one that you don't do every year or even every 2 years. You might do it once every 2 decades. You might have been journeying and cruising around the world and think, okay, I need to do something different. I want to do something where I feel like I'm discovering somewhere new, something new, but I want to do it in style. I want to do it with the best of it, with the best of everything around me. Here's everything that's included in this particular offer. And it's all about quality. It's funny, actually, the holiday market in general in the last 2 or 3 years, I think has significantly changed, that people are saying, right, okay, well, I know how to do, you know, I'm not going to call them bucket and spade holidays, but my everyday, don't have to think about it, it's just a nice week in the sun or whatever kind of cruise. And then there's this experience holiday, and I think if life have taught us anything in the last sort of 5 years or so, it's to get on with it. Do you know what I mean? Don't sit on holiday plans, big holiday plans. Make it happen, because today is very much today, and who knows what tomorrow brings. So let's crack on, let's do it. But let's have the best of everything as well. And let's think less. Of course, you're going to invest more in a holiday like this. You want more, you pay more. It's as simple as that. That's the world. That's the way the world will always be. But actually, this is true, authentic experiences. This is about, you know what, less thinking about the budget and more thinking about the experience. What am I getting back from this? How many years and decades of memories am I building up in the memory bank for this, for a true, authentic experience. And let's take another one of those right now with that in mind. It's called Tropical Treasures, this one. It's the Caribbean and Central America with a New Orleans escape. It's 18 nights, and it's for the 19th of November next year. So forget Valentine's and all of that. 19th of February, should I say, next year. And we'll fly you first out to New Orleans from the UK for 3 nights there, in a hotel. Have you been, Kirsty, New Orleans? You've been most places. Have you not? You've been most places, haven't you?
But it's absolutely on my list to do.
Definitely.
For the fact that I would love to do Mardi Gras.
Yeah, and you also, you can go to Mardi Gras World, where they, where they keep all the costumes and everything else.
Oh wow, yeah. But I think like Mardi Gras we always think Mardi Gras is like one day, but it's not. It's actually a carnival that spreads over, I think, a couple of weeks. Really,
yeah.
And I think when you said February there, I'm pretty sure that must be around about Mardi Gras dates. It's around Mardi Gras season.
Okay. Oh, Mr. P, would you have a little look?
I'm pretty sure
we'll
it's
double
around
check.
that time.
Let's talk about the ship, because we have just a quick look here at Norwegian Escape. We're in Haven Penthouse again, with balcony. So just remind us of the perks that come with that. We're priority boarding, obviously.
Priority boarding, obviously you have your concierge, you have your butler, you've got a more luxurious suite, and again, depending on which type of suite you choose. So, we mentioned courtyard before. There are courtyards available in there. You've got your penthouses, you have an owner suite that are at the aft of the ship if you want a bigger balcony on this particular ship. Then you've got 2-bedroom if you want to go with your family. There is lots and lots of choice for our guests to basically choose different Haven suites that really suits your need in there. But you've obviously got your Haven restaurant on here. You've got your Haven courtyard with its own swimming pool. The other thing as well is that the Haven courtyard, it actually spans across a couple of decks. So if you want to be have more exclusive sunbathing areas, you can go onto the higher decks, but it is just for adults. So if you've got families travelling, the families are welcome around the swimming pool, but the children aren't. It's for over 18s only on the upper decks.
Oh, okay.
So basically, you can have some quiet time up there. Obviously, you've got your waiters that will bring you around drinks all the time. You can dine in your suites. You've got, you've got priority when it comes to seating in the theatre.
What haven't I got?
Exactly.
I think that's more the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's funny, actually. You know what? If you've never cruised with Norwegian, you won't get free at sea, that freestyle cruising feeling until you get on. Because you need to understand it. You need to be on to understand it. Anyway, let's talk about the itinerary. So it's 2 weeks out of New Orleans. Costa Maya in Mexico is first. I mean, take as read, the Mexican ports are absolutely brilliant. You can go to exclusive beach resorts and all sorts while you are there. Then we're in Belize in Harvest Key. Now there's lots going on here. Zip line adrenaline package. I'm liking the sound of that. So you've got a number of different zip lines, if you like, but lots more going on there as well.
So Harvest Key is Norwegian Cruise Line's own private destination.
Oh, nice.
So it's not a private island in the same way as Great Stirrup Key is. It's
right.
an actual destination. So it has like swimming pools and everything there. As you can see, you've got the zip wire. You can do amazing excursions from there as well. But like unlike Great Stirrup Key, they have actual local sort of restaurants and bars.
Oh, okay.
So they operate themselves independently. So you would pay extra for that. Because as a destination.
An authentic taste of the destination.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
And I can swim and snorkel and go on the beach and all sorts there. That's lovely. And that feels a little bit more secluded as well. It's like an extension of that lovely Haven experience, isn't it? That'll be a lovely day. Next, then we will sail on to Roatan in Honduras. Again, lots of beaches. I mean, you will hear when we talk about the Caribbean, the word beach comes up quite often, but there are lots and lots of other excursions you can have. Some are wildlife tours, some are, high adrenaline ATV or zip lining experiences. You've got your pick of the crop in this part of the world, or you can literally just pick a beach and just, go and enjoy it for the day, or just stay on board. It's completely up to you. I mean, you've got the best views there from the Haven. Puerto Limon in Costa Rica before we then head to Colón in Panama. And you've got the railroad dome car here, which is really, really nice. We give you views over the Panama Canal and the lake. And then we go to Cartagena in Colombia. The Makani Beach Club here is very, very nice. You can book that up on a shore excursion as well and go to Tierra Bomba Island by speedboat. Very nice. That sounds all right, doesn't it? Day at sea, and we're in Montego Bay in Jamaica, where you can go bamboo rafting on the Martha Brae. That's what everyone will do. Again, Kirsty saying booking up excursions in advance in this destination, that will be the tour that gets booked up so quickly. Next, we head to Georgetown in the Cayman Islands, Crystal Caves to go and explore here, which are really fascinating. Again, you've got beach adventures if you want to. They can take you on excursions to these little private beach clubs where you go and enjoy, you know, lunch and just enjoy the beach, which is nice and secluded. It's incredible. Cozumel is lovely. Do go and see the Mayan ruins if you get a chance in Tulum. Very nice, and you know, again, a really lovely different experience. It's good actually if you're a walker as well. If you like a good old wander and a walk around, the Caribbean is good, isn't it?
I love the Caribbean, and you know, when you're talking about beaches and things like that, I think, you know, it's very easy to look at a list of excursions and just choose what is probably the most popular one.
Yes.
But I always think look a little bit further afield and even spend a little bit more money, because there's areas of the Caribbean that you would miss completely. And an example being, just talking about the aqua itinerary you were looking at earlier when we spoke about Tortola. So most people will probably go off and do the best of Tortola, or a real highlight is to go and do Virgin Gorda, which is stunning, the Gorda Baths. But one of the last times I went there, I went to Jost Van Dyke. So we do that as an excursion. We also do Norman Island as an excursion, which is another area, but it's very quiet, it's very peaceful and secluded and just absolutely unspoiled. And it's like, if you don't go and do that, you're really missing out. So when you're looking at excursions in all of these places, really look at some of the ones, you might spend a little bit more money doing it, I can guarantee you're going to get back and even a completely different experience, and you'll be like so glad you've done it.
And how far in advance do we get sight of the excursions as a customer?
As soon as you've actually booked your cruise, the excursions are generally available on the app to look at. So sometimes I check back and forward in case they add in extra ones, because if as they book up, then we need to go and source more excursions for the same ones. So sometimes they'll add extras, but I think the earlier you can start planning, the more you can research your destination and where you want to go. And I would just book them. If you decide on exactly what you want to do, get it booked as early as you can, because you can forget about the cost then as well.
Because almost by the time you go, then it's all paid for, isn't it? It's all sorted. That's a good thing about any holiday, isn't it? Because you sort out all the nitty gritty, all of that stuff. You sort all of that out way in advance, so by the time you go, it's not on your mind, and there's so much included when you get on as well, so you don't have that feeling that, oh, I have to pay for that, oh that needs paying for, does it? Because there's very little by the time you get on one of these. So plan now for that special treat in the Haven on this Caribbean wonder for next February. Flying first from the UK to New Orleans. Now, we checked out the dates on the Mardi Gras. It's a couple of days before you arrive, but if you want longer there, we can turn 3 nights into 5 nights if you want to catch the Mardi Gras as well. So you're there for 3 nights in a hotel, and then you've got 2 weeks enjoying your Haven penthouse on board Norwegian Escape, enjoying quite literally the high life with the exclusive Haven to enjoy with courtyard, sun deck, butler service, dedicated Haven restaurant, and a whole heap of added wonders such as premium drinks through your cruise, a Wi-Fi package, a 5-night specialty dining package, and shore excursion credits for every single port that you go into as you sail around the Caribbean without a care in the world, back into New Orleans for the restful flight back to the UK. And at a price tag, I think actually we've worked incredibly hard to get you a price tag that I think reflects so beautifully the ultimate in luxury. I mean, and that's what this is. It's unashamed luxury. It's for those people who want to enjoy the very best of everything, but it's everyday people as well. It's not Lord and Lady Whatnot. It's not Dickie Bows and tuxedos every single night of your cruise. If you want to, you're absolutely welcome to. But that's the thing with freestyle cruising. Here's everything that's included in this particular offer. And I think that's a good thing to kind of stress with Norwegian as well, because when you talk about freestyle cruising, and as I said before, I don't think you really get that until you step on board a Norwegian ship and you realise how you're not clock watching.
No.
You're like, oh, hang on a second. I don't have to be here by then. I don't have to be there by then. I don't have to think, am I going to miss my dining slot? You don't have those kind of, those things that can niggle on a cruise along the way.
But I think as well, you know, the evening is yours, the day is yours, and there's so much going on. I always say there's never enough hours in the day when I go on a Norwegian cruise. What I've actually realised is I just don't plan my day particularly well. And I think, you know, when you come to the evening, there's so much live music of all different types. There's so many shows, and I think the shows are out of this world.
So good.
I always usually leave my show till later in the evening, and now I've actually realised I need to do it earlier in the evening. And then enjoy the rest of the entertainment around it.
Just to let you know that this package is also available slightly earlier on the 29th of January next year. Talk to our team about the price for that. So we're going to move straight on, because when Kirsty and I start chatting, it never ends. So unless we're on an offer, then we're going to fall behind time. So a journey through Greece, Turkey and the Adriatic now with a Venice retreat. This is lovely, this one. This is for the 26th of August, so the back end of our summer, if we get one next year. And we'll fly out to Venice first in Italy for a 2-night hotel stay. Love Venice, absolutely adore Venice. So will you. If you've never been before and you want more than 2 nights there, I would recommend at least 5, because honestly, it's an incredible place, but you'll get... You'll fall in love with it straight away. I don't know a person that hasn't been to Venice that hasn't fallen in love with it and gone, oh my word, there's nowhere else like this on earth. It's beautiful. Of course, where there should be roads, there are canals, and that is its pure joy. It's incredible. You can watch the main canal there just build up like a motorway, but with water traffic. Anyway, it's fascinating. Now we're on board Norwegian Viva, and we join her in Ravenna. She's not too far away from Venice, and you have, again, your haven penthouse to enjoy for 10 fabulous nights. And Viva's gorgeous.
Viva is very similar to
gorgeous.
Aqua. So she's just a slightly smaller.
But she has a racetrack.
She has a racetrack, and I am a fan of our racetracks.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is a great experience to do. It's definitely one of those things on our ships that keeps you wanting to go back, because it's so much fun.
Oh gosh. Let's just talk about, we've talked about the haven and what we can enjoy there and all of our perks, so we can take those for granted, the premium drinks and the butler and the concierge and the private this, that and the other, which is amazing. But let's just talk about wellness for a second. Wellness is a big, big thing on cruises these days.
Yeah.
And Norwegian, I mean, lay back and relax and enjoy it.
I mean, literally, we have the most amazing spas where you can get all sorts of treatments, whether it be you want to have a facial, you want to have a massage, you want to have your teeth whitened, you want to have Botox, you want to have all sorts of things. You can have all that. Personally, I like going to the gym.
Yeah.
So for me as well, I just like even using the gym facilities. But you know, like obviously there you've got that most amazing hydrotherapy pool that you have in the spa area. You've obviously got saunas, steam rooms, but even when you go to Haven, and Haven has its own sauna and it has its own ice room out by its infinity pool, that's another, you don't have to wander far for it really there either, do you?
Oh, see, that's the thing, isn't it? This really is something completely and utterly different. This is a life that, it's funny, isn't it? And I've been talking on other shows about if you book a suite in a hotel, it's still just the room, even if it's 2 rooms, isn't it? It's still just the room.
Yes.
And you pay, you know, a huge uplift to enjoy a wonderful room. And quite often that uplift is so high that you'll stay for 1 night.
Yeah.
And you'll forget it.
Yeah.
It's forgettable, isn't it?
And then again, if you go to most hotels and you wanted to uplift to have your drinks and all your food, the uplift again is even more substantial,
huge.
Depending on the destination.
Absolutely huge. And the experience on board here, I mean, again, exclusive and inclusive again. So you can be there racing around the racetrack with everybody else. I'd be buying a day pass every day. And you can go to the nightclub and enjoy all the entertainment of an evening.
Yeah, and Viva has a very similar nightclub to Aqua, so it works in the same way. But again, you know, this again has the Ocean Boulevard, which is down where the Indulge Food Hall is. And you think about where this itinerary you're talking about now, right? It's Med, it's in the summer.
Well, let me talk you through it, and then we'll come back and hold that thought for a second, because we're cruising out of Ravenna in Italy, and we go to Dubrovnik first. Of course, it is Game of Thrones. That will be the tour, undoubtedly, that gets booked up straight away. But you can get away from it. There's a Riviera and wine tasting excursion that you can take there as well. Couture next in Montenegro. There's a catamaran sail I would love to do here, which is wonderful, which takes you to an exclusive Movida Beach Club. That sounds really lovely. Very nice indeed. And again, just picture perfect places which people are discovering for the first time. Day at sea, we're into Piraeus, and that is the port a short way away from Athens. There's a Best of Athens tour. There are more deeper dives tours in Piraeus as well into Athens, so you can see another side of Athens if you've seen the big sites before. Santorini is next. There's a charming Oya and winery excursion I saw here, which looks lovely. Again, you would know that would be at a lovely pace, and just you get to enjoy the scenery, but also the local culture too. Rhodes is next. There's a kayak adventure you can take and paddle along the eastern shore here, stopping to swim and snorkel, which I think would be quite appealing. Of course, there's amazing shopping in all of these places to go and explore as well. It's always great shopping somewhere else that you've never been, isn't it? Next, we go to Cruise1st, of course, the home of Ephesus and the famous ruins there, and they're uncovering more all the time, aren't they? And again, there are tours available there. Of course, you're free to go and wander as you want to in these ports as well. Before we move on to Thessaloniki, look at that, that's a very imposing little fort there, isn't it? You can go to the Royal Tombs of Vergina here, which is wonderful, which is a fascinating trip. I was watching a video of it the other day. It's really nice. Now this ends in Istanbul, but with an overnight. So that's pretty good. So you can take a lovely Bosphorus cruise. You can go and see, the mosque and all the other big sites if you want to, but you've got plenty of time before you finish the cruise, because you couldn't really just finish the cruise, get off and fly home, could you? It kind of, it would be a shame to miss it. So you do have that overnight on board there, and excursion opportunities that you can take there as well, because sometimes your flight's a little bit later in the day as well, so sometimes that extends the opportunity to explore places. But I quite like cruises that start in one place and end in another.
Absolutely, because you can then see both different places.
Yeah, feels very adventurous, doesn't it? So this is the way to enjoy the best of the Greek Isles, Turkey and the Adriatic. Next August, enjoying the haven on board Norwegian Viva, our package flies you to Venice for a 2-night hotel stay there before sailing from Ravenna on Viva in a haven penthouse, enjoying priority boarding, incredible, wonderful suite, your private butler, exclusive access to the haven lounge, courtyard restaurant, and more as you sample the Greek Isles and Turkey, including that overnight in Istanbul as well. Here's everything that is included, including, of course, your premium drinks right the way through the cruise. There's a 4-night speciality dining package there for you included. Full, beautiful Wi-Fi package as well for you, and sure excursion credits for every port you go into. And of course, it includes your flight back from Istanbul at the end of the cruise. Lovely itinerary as well. I think the pricing on that is absolutely amazing.
I've done a very similar itinerary last summer with my family. It's an amazing itinerary, and I think we don't appreciate how lucky we are to have places like this that are not too far from us. And I think people really should go off and explore, definitely do excursions. When you talked about Istanbul at the end of that cruise, Istanbul is the most fascinating city I've ever been to. It is amazing. It's huge. I didn't realise that Istanbul was the size that it actually is. It's obviously where East meets West. So both sides of it are very different. So the great thing about what the team can do at Cruise1st is they can add extra nights if you want that as well.
Of course, yeah.
So if you want to do more than the one night you have on board, then you can do an extra few. And because it's an amazing city. To even go to the Grand Bazaar, like I had to Google Maps a way out of it. It's huge, but it's so clean as well. But and the hustle, you can hear, like we sat on the ship because we were in overnight in port, and when I was talking about like the Ocean Boulevard where you can actually sit outside just listening to the hustle and bustle of the city, and as it was going dusk and you could hear all the mosque calling everybody to it was just amazing. You've got the port is very modern in Istanbul as well, so there's lots of restaurants there, so you can go and sit outdoors and have like sort of a drinks and food if you want to do that, the more local foods. It's amazing. That itinerary is just the best. Do
you know, I'm so glad you said that, because I'm going on a city break myself there, and you just given me the excellent tour guide before I go.
It's so good. It's just so good. You're going to love it. You definitely need to do it as a city break in addition to having done it as a cruise at some point.
Okay. Well, I'm actually doing it the other way around. So I'll do a city break and then I'll do a cruise,
Amazing.
which includes Istanbul as well. Let's go back to the haven with Norwegian. That's what we've been talking about in the whole of this show. And let's spend the last few minutes that we've got just recapping the whole haven experience, because there will be, of course, people will look at the price tag on a holiday like this and think to themselves, okay, well, what am I truly getting for that? I do like the high life, I do like the best of things, but am I really being looked after all the way from A to Z?
You absolutely are. And I think, for a lot of people, some people say, I don't want to cruise on a big ship because I don't want to be with a lot of people. And this is a great way to cruise on a big ship where you've got all the facilities, but have your own space and your own time and have a more personalised service. A lot of people may be cruising with a wider family, and you may have, grandparents or people within the family group who generally only like to do luxury or more boutique, but they want to cruise with everybody else and enjoy seeing their grandchildren, enjoy going on the go-kart tracks or the flumes, whatever it may be, and they can do that. So I think it's about realising that you can have an ultimate luxury experience, but still have access to having a number of restaurants on board, wide options of entertainment, but at a really quality standard of entertainment.
Yeah, and I actually want to talk about the dining, because I know you in the Haven you have exclusive dining,
Yes.
but of course you've got access to and you've got specialty dining included on these offers as well, to a certain degree. Something I noticed when we were on board Norwegian Aqua is every single place that I ate, and that was many and plenty, let me tell you, but everything looked like literally had just been made. Everything arrived hot. Everything looked absolute quality. Just going back to the Indulge food hall for a second, that food that arrived literally within, I don't know, 90 seconds of being ordered sometime.
Yeah.
And you looked at it and you think, oh my gosh, like this has been like freshly prepared and loved. You can see the stations where it's happening.
Whether it be that you're in Indulge or you're in Los Lobos or Cagney's or even in Surfside Cafe or Garden Cafe, depending on the ship.
Yeah.
Everything is done freshly. So like even in the buffet areas, we don't put out a lot of food for people to come and help themselves.
Yeah.
We gradually put out stuff as people come and take it. So the food is so fresh, and this comes from the design of our ships and each of the restaurants having its own galley. So, you know, the food is being prepared there. When you go into Cagney's, you can see them cooking the steaks. You can smell it, can't you, from the distance?
Yeah.
From where you're actually sitting. And that's is what makes Norwegian's food just, I mean, I was writing about some of the food I had on board last week, and I was like, it was just so good. I went to the Mexican.
Yeah.
They came and they actually mixed my guacamole next to my table with their avocados. They shelled everything and made everything fresh there. And the food I had, there was so much choice, right? But I was like, I want to go back. Like right now, I want to go back and eat that food all over again, because it's left me with that memory of how amazing it was. But the thought that goes into the prep is unbelievable.
Yeah, true. Even at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
I mean, I couldn't believe this. I was completely blown away. We were on board Norwegian Aqua, which we featured in this show, of course. There's the local, and the local, I was so glad we discovered this. And the local is literally opened like way late at night until like, 2 or 3 in the morning or whatever it is. And you can go in there for a full 3-course late night munchies indulgence, but it's not like grabbing fish and chips from the takeaway. This is about like, oh my, what? I'm having a dessert at like 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah. the local, or in some ships, it's called Oshihans.
Yeah.
But it's just amazing. And as you say, late, if you do eat early in the evening and you are hungry, or like we went on Bliss out of LA last year, so our body clocks were a little bit out. So at 3 o'clock in the morning, we wanted food when we woke up because we'd been asleep. You can go and you can have whatever food you want. And as you say, the quality of the food you get in there, you can literally have yourself a 3-course meal if you want to.
I love the fact as well with some of the parties, because some of the parties sometimes on a cruise you almost need to generate yourself in a way, don't you?
Yeah.
You need to get a good group of people together until it actually comes alive. But your team and the team on board, oh my word, that they really do make the party, don't they?
Everybody literally just mixes. And I also think as well it's because people have their drinks included. So it's like, you know, you might be standing next to somebody you've never met before and it's like, what are you drinking?
Yeah.
You know, and everybody just starts to talk, where are you from? Because we've got a mix of different nationalities. But yeah, and you know, you could, even deck parties, we have a lot of deck parties, we get people outdoors. You can be at a deck party and you've got the grandfather of somebody from one party who might be in his 80s dancing on one side of you and a tiny baby on the other. You know, everybody just really gets involved if you want to. But again, with Haven, if you don't want to be part of that, you can take yourself off back to the Haven and you can sit there in the bar area and you can have a chill out and really just have your own time. So it is definitely best of both worlds.
Kirsty, an hour.
We could go on for 2.
We could, always. Always. Thank you so much.
No, thank
as
you for
always,
having
please
me.
come back soon. Well, I know you will back. You will be back soon, of course, of course. Wow. Well, I hope we've given you a really, really good and broad picture of the Haven experience and the whole experience on board with Norwegian Cruise Line, because their freestyle cruising, honestly, is a revelation. And if you haven't done it yet, you should definitely consider it as your next. See you soon. Bye-bye.